So question for you guys, though. What was your experience like signing your first shoe deal? If you could go back down memory lane and remember.
It was fire.
What was that feeling like?
Me, Chris Paul, we were heavy Nike guys, and I remember the market year before, Sebastian, the White, all them guys signed them big Adidas deals. So we were kind of looking at gauging their payment and thinking we was gonna get that type of bread. But we ended up signing together. And I remember that day like it was yesterday because we had been Nike guys our whole AAU college, situations. And for me personally, it was like, I remember going to the Nike campus and they had, welcome Rashad, all that shit. And I went into the office and they had this big ass life-size poster of a Wheaties box of me holding up the championship. And it said Breakfast of Champions. And it was like national championship, me holding it up. And I was just like, yo, if y'all don't send that shit to me, bro. And it was just like being on campus and, Lynn Merritt, George Raveling, shout out to them, and Keith Veeney, Keith Brown. I was a Nike guy. I was definitely a Nike guy, and I was shooting towards not only having my shoe, not a signature shoe per se, but I was a part of that family. So it was a exhilarating experience. A lot of motherfuckers don't be understanding I was one of them. I just never panned out to be.
That's why YouTube, Google is your friend, ladies and gentlemen. And Brand, shift over to you. Kind of unconventional at the time going with Under Armour, but you had a untraditional path going overseas. Kind of did things, moved to the beat of your own drum. I obviously remember some of the merchandise and branding back in the lockout in those days. But what was it like for you to sign that first shoe deal with Under Armour?
It was nerve-wracking, just off the fact because I was making the decision to go overseas first, and then going to Vegas, then meeting Chris Stone, and chopping up with him, and then 2 weeks later I'm signing at Under Armour. So it just happened so fast. Then just walking around the campus at Under Armour, being 18. Not still realizing what I'm about to do, becoming the first signature, athlete. But just walking in there with Sonny Vaccaro and just hearing Sonny Vaccaro say, yo, young fella, you good? Everything's gonna be taken care of. Trust me, I got you. So then, just signing my first $1 million contract with them was just like, it was just unreal because it was just like 3 months, from there, and I was like, couldn't pass the SAT, was trying to figure out if I was gonna go to summer school in Arizona, being in New Jersey to flying all the way to Vegas to signing a contract, and then it was just like, it was just
That's what happens when you go to boys' school, bro.
Huh?
When you go to all boys' school, SAT is a lot harder.
It's not an all boys school. it's co-ed.
Oh, it's co-ed?
Yeah, it's co-ed. And that's not why they just flagged it. But that's Oak Hill's a co-ed school. Yeah, what do you
going on?
Yeah, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
It couldn't have been no girls there. They flagging you. Because of honeybee just going in.
But it was like 3 people, like couldn't cheat. It was like 3 people in the room. But no, it was just like,
You couldn't cheat.
I mean, you could cheat on the SAT because they give you 2 different tests. If one person isn't there in the seat, like one of the persons get the same type of test.
You had it figured out, huh?
Yeah, they had it figured out for me.
Damn.
You didn't have. You didn't have your tutor right. You didn't have your tutor right.
They had it figured out. Wait a minute, huh?
Man, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You didn't have your tutor right there.
Next to you?
No, what I'm saying is the person
Are
that
you
wasn't
taking the test?
Well, the person was supposed to be there wasn't there. It was an open seat, so the same person had the same test as me.
Well,
so that was sitting next to me.
And you sitting there doing this, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Did we all have the same tactic?
The look around?
I mean, you could have just told her, just write my name on your test, just Brandon Jennings, and I write your name over here.
She got to get in too.
Gil got
Switch it at the end. Scoot.
So Gil, you started with Reebok right before you went to Adidas?
No, I started with Adidas.
Okay, the whole time?
High school.
Okay. All right.
I was pumping runs.
Shout out to the Pups.
I was their guy. Adidas and
Gilbert.
Then went to a Nike. then went to a Nike school, of course.
Okay.
Right. So when I was, talking back with Adidas, for the deal, Reebok was giving me the most money. Right. 15 grand. 15 grand. Right. It was 15 grand, and then $20,000 of apparel, which ended up being a lick for me.
Why was it a lick for you, Gil?
Because the football jerseys was Reebok at the time.
Yes.
Right? So all the dudes back then, it was throwback jerseys. Everybody wanted jerseys.
Facts.
So I used to use my apparel money to order the shit and then sell it to them.
That was before Hardwood Classic. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was, and then y'all do customs. So I always had like corny shit. Because, you know, it's like, who's it, Juvenile? Mm-hmm. All his sayings, I used to put it on the back of my football jersey.
Around?
Yeah.
Back that ass up.
Back to, yeah, used to have all that goofy shit on the back. Yeah.
She get it from her. She get it from her mama.
She get it from my mama. So did Dana and them have any influence on the deal, the Adidas deal?
Yeah, so basically, so my first 2 years was under Reebok, which Jason Richardson helped me get. So that was cool. And then when I was a free agent and then got my name out there, then I went back with Adidas, which is crazy because, you know, that picture they always show, I'm in a Wizard jersey and I got on 95 runners because I was still negotiating, so I was a free agent again. And then so I was basically went back wearing Nikes runners. And then right before the season started, I signed with Adidas. And then punched up the rankings.
Yeah.
So you guys talked earlier about just the signature shoe game and not having a lot of input. So for both of y'all, how involved were you in the design and the release of your first signature shoe?
Okay, so my first real shoe, it was just a low cut. I just wore a low cut, and then it just wrote Gil Zero, right? You know, just Gil Zero. Yeah. And then I got my first signature shoe. It was going, I think it was like my second year. Like I was already like a 2-time All-Star at the time. But I was heavy, I was really heavy into it, right? Because I was like, so if anybody goes back, you will realize that the Adidas sign wasn't traditional. So I said, you know what, because you know how Adidas had the 3 stripes. And I said, just tradition, if you look at all the shoes that's out there, your logos is too big. It takes up the artwork of it, right? It like, so my first one, I was like, yo, like, can you put the logo on the back? So if you look at my first shoe,
It's right over there, right?
can you, Krista, can you get the shoe?
The yellow one? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. So yeah, so I had.
Got his own shoe.
So instead of having the 3 here
so
to mess up the design, I had the 3 put on the heel part of it.
You asked them that?
Yeah, I told him this is where I want my look. So this was the design I came up with, and then part 2, I said I want my shit to look good here, like I'm, you know, the MJs, this and this, and then put the logo, because they're like, well, we got to put the logo somewhere. I was like, put it on the inside of the shoe. So if you look at my Gil Zero 2s, the 3 stripes is here.
Oh, man.
Now, so like if you look at James Harden's, he got the 3 stripes in the back. So they started getting creative of moving it. It didn't hurt it.
Right.
And that was the thing. I was like, oh, we got to put our logo somewhere. I was like, yes. Like, this is what people look at. When you're walking, this is what this needs to stand out. So
And you can remix,
So I said, like, you know, when I walk, boom, this way, you can see the 3 stripes. So it was one of those things where I consciously thought about, you know, like Stan Smith did. I started putting up everywhere. Stan Smith don't have the 3 stripes on it. They sell like crazy. So I said, your logos is too big, just plant it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a smaller version of it. And that was my thing. It was like, because I was, you know, like I like to wear Stan Smiths.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, you don't see, you know, 3 stripes in the middle of the goddamn shoe. That's where the design is.
So nobody did that before you? This nigga right here.
Brandon, how about yourself?
Well, my first shoe, it was named after a car freshener, the Black Ice.
Okay.
And that was a good one.
Yeah, so-
that was a good smelling one,
Yeah.
too.
So I was like, my first shoe I wanted to be called Black Ice. And my favorite shoes growing up was that Steve Nash shoe he used to wear with the strap. That Nike, he used to have this Nike shoe with a strap that he used to wear. So I always wanted a strap on my shoes. And then, so the first one was named after Black Ice. And then the second one, like you said, we kind of more have like creative input on it. So it was named Bloodline. So it was the bloodline of my family, from like going from Rome to Oak Hill to, you know, Compton to Gardena to everything. So, and that also had a strap too. So, but a lot of my shoes are just more of like strap based.
I see you gentlemen doing a mental kiki with each other.
What happened?
What? A man can have his own shoe?
Don't look at me.
No.
Look at me. Don't look at
You see that bullshit he just gave us? It's the bloodline come with my family.
For sure, it
You
did.
gang banging on shoes, dog.
Of course. Okay, I was young. It was my environment.
Was not the Crip line.
I can't
It was the
lie.
bloodline.
Banging on breakfast.
I had red, blue, green, everything.
It's like the bloodline, like really, dog.
My family.
Yeah, my family, the bloodline of my
I'm trying to go back to
Your
Compton.
hood?
I'm trying to go back to Compton.
They was letting me get away with it.
What's up?
How y'all mad?
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I was in Milwaukee. So I had to come back home. Like, hold on.
Come back home.
Forget about
I'm
y'all.
still here. I'm still
I
Brent.
had the whole hood wearing it. Red, blue. If he was a Crip
Bloodline.
blood.
No Crip line.
As soon as you heard it, you like, yeah, that's not that.
Nah.
That's the story. Yeah.
They sold them. Motherfucker.
They sold them, didn't they?
I got it off.
This
I went in there and got it off.
Great move on your part, Mr. B. So we asked the chat, Cooper Flag joining New Balance.